What's going on, everyone? So welcome to my latest video. This is my review for the TV series Yellowstone. So Yellowstone, for those who don't know, the premise is this. A ranching family, the Duttons, are in Montana, and they are facing off against encroaching forces that are trying to take their land. The Duttons, the main four, because there is the three siblings, and then there is the father. The father is John Dutton, played by Kevin Costner. The kids are Luke Grimes, who plays Casey Dutton. Kelly Riley plays, of course, Beth Dutton, and then Wes Bentley plays Jamie Dutton. This is the show that it was 5 seasons long, 53 episodes total, and again, it aired from 2018 to 2024. It was weird. It was originally on Paramount, but then it went to Peacock, I guess, because of rights and everything. But this is the show that you would think that I would have watched it from day one because it's a Western TV show. I love Westerns. It's one of my favorite genres out there. Kevin Costner is an actor that I have a great deal of respect for. I think that JFK is one of the greatest films of all time. One of my favorite films of all time. He is incredible in that film. Taylor Sheridan, the creator of Yellowstone, he is someone that I have great admiration for as well. He immediately in 2015 was someone that was on my radar because in 2015 he wrote the film Sicario. That was one of my favorite films of 2015. It made my top 10 list, and also it's in my top 250 of all time. I think that film is very deep. There's a lot of complex themes that are being tackled. There's a lot of moral ambiguity. The ending also is ambiguous, whilst at the same time thought-provoking. And the characters are deep. They are very deep, and at the same time, there's a lot of really good filmmaking on display. So again, watching that film, it made me say to myself, let me be on the lookout for this writer. And then he wrote, I think it was Hell or High Water. And then he wrote and he directed Wind River. And Hell or High Water, I think, is good. I've only seen it one time, but I liked it. But Wind River was really good. I immediately fell in love with that film. I loved how it tackled, Native Americans, all that they go through to this day. And it just really opened up my eyes with a lot that they're going through. And at the same time, it's thrilling. It was mysterious. It was an action-adventure film. Really good filmmaking on display as well. After that, I haven't really been as big of a fan of Taylor Sheridan. But at the same time, it doesn't matter. He, in my opinion, has earned my trust as someone that I will still go out to try to support his work because of his early work. So all these reasons are why I wanted to check out the show, but I was very late to the show. I didn't start watching it until I think season 4 had just ended, and that's when I decided to actually start the show. And I'll say this right away. The acting is phenomenal. I think every performance is really good. The actors that I just mentioned, they are all really, really good. I think the standout for me, I know a lot of people talk about Kelly Riley, who plays, of course, Beth. A lot of people look at her as the standout. I've always been a fan of her. I think she was really good in Guy Ritchie's Sherlock Holmes films. She gave a good performance in those, and I definitely think that Taylor Sheridan probably watched those films and said, you know what, we're going to cast her because of this, because, again, her role in those films are really good. Small, but impactful. For me, the standout is Wes Bentley. I think his character of Jamie, I know a lot of people write him off. They say he's a terrible person, he's, bad and everything, blah, 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 blah. For me, he's the one character where there was the potential of, moral ambiguity, that moral gray area, which is life. Life is in black and white. He was the one character that early on, I saw a lot of potential with this character, like a lot. I might do a live stream at some point talking about the show with all that I think that they could have done with this character, but they didn't. And that's just it. I'll get into the negatives in a little bit, but I think that this show unfortunately painted every character in a black and white manner. And I think because of that, for me, it made it so that way it was never going to reach the heights of some of my favorite TV shows of all time, such as Mr. Robot, Breaking Bad, Hannibal. Those are all shows that are complex. Those are all shows that delve into the moral ambiguity. And this show doesn't. And if you look at it for what it is, it's a soap opera. And if you are a fan of soap operas, you'll dig the show. You'll like it quite a bit because there is a lot of that's going on. There's a lot of melodrama. I can appreciate melodrama every now and then. But here, this is a show that frustrated me. It really did. But I will say this. The cinematography, I wasn't a big fan of. There was too many medium shots, not enough wide-angle shots, in my opinion. It doesn't really stand out, but it's okay. The main theme song, I do think, is good. For sure. Again, credit where credit's due. And I do think that season 3 is the standout. For me, season 3 was the best. It was the one season where I said to myself, wow, I like these villains. I think that these are villains that are interesting. And there was also some stakes that, I wasn't sure how things were going to end. There was some unpredictability, again, that I liked. And also there was just a lot of buildup. The pacing was really good. Unfortunately, this is where I'm going to get into the negatives. This is a show that has the first 2 seasons are where I saw the potential of Jamie. I saw how they could utilize him to really tackle a lot of intriguing themes. But the problem is they don't know what to do with this character. I kid you not. He is a character that starts off where it's like, oh, I'm going to do all of this for my family. And then his dad doesn't want that, so he decides to do his own thing. And then guess what? He does his own thing, and his dad's like, no, I don't want you to do that anymore. And he's like, but Dad, I want to try to be my own person. It's like, no, you got to do it for the family. And then everyone hates him because he's like, no. And then he ends up going back and doing things for his family. And then it's like, oh, wow, well, we still hate you. And then it's like he tries to do his own thing, rinse and repeat. So, again, the idea of trying to be your own person is something that we've seen work in other shows. It's a fascinating concept for, these rich families and everything trying to venture out and do your own thing. It's an interesting idea. We've seen it in Succession where that was successful. But in this show, it's as if they wanted to tackle it, but at the same time, they kept backing up and saying, no, we can't. We got to have drama. If we take him out of the equation, there really isn't any drama. And that's where I'm going to go full circle and say that this is a show that after season 3, it really fell apart because, again, this is a character where they didn't know what to do with him, so they kept doing the same thing, rinse and repeat in season 4 and 5. And also, season 4 and 5 added so many subplots to the point where I said to myself, I can tell what they're doing. They are clearly trying to have a bunch of spin-off shows. And sure enough, I looked it up and there was spin-offs in the work because of these characters and everything. Because the later seasons in particular, they don't feel as if they are telling a story. They feel as if they are setting up for future stories. So it almost feels like the MCU, the bad ones, except in the form of a TV show. And that's something that I found to be saddening. I think that if you have filmmaking that is just kind of like doing the bare minimum, whilst at the same time having characters just doing the same old, it can work in the terms of like art house filmmaking. But the thing is, art house filmmaking, there is so much careful craft that goes into it where you can't help but really appreciate the filmmaking and really able to study it. I wasn't able to study the filmmaking in Yellowstone. There wasn't anything that stood out, so then I had to focus on the characters and the story. And when I actually took that and I looked at it under a lens, I said to myself, well, shoot, this is a soap opera that just doesn't have that much drama. And it's like, at the same time, if you have a soap opera that doesn't have any melodrama, it's like, what are we doing here? And that was what especially happened with season 5, which I understand that season 5, it got to a point where Kevin Costner and Taylor Sheridan, I don't know all the details, but I know that they had a falling out. So Kevin Costner wasn't involved in the second part of season 5. And that, I think, is what really shot the show in the foot. Actually, not the foot, in the head. I'm just going to be point blank. Because that is what really made me say, in retrospect, I almost could have done without watching the show. It doesn't really add anything to the Western genre. It doesn't bring people together saying, you know what, let us check out other Westerns. Let us check out more of Taylor Sheridan's work. If anything, it's just kind of, speaking to the audience and saying to them, yeah, this is black and white. This is how it is. If you agree with this, if you look at things in black and white, you'll like this. And, you might get a guilty pleasure out of it. But for someone like myself that cares so much about filmmaking and cares so much about, high caliber filmmaking in terms of TV, I was majorly disappointed by this show. I really was. And again, it's a shame because all of the acting is good. Every performance I liked. But I just think that the writing, the storytelling, even the pacing, especially in season 4 and 5, it was bad. Like, there were so many episodes that were like an hour long where they easily could have been cut down to like 20 minutes. And that's the thing also, is that the last season, I think it was like 14 episodes long, easily could have been 6 or 7. So again, there just isn't much here. If you are someone that likes Westerns, if you like Taylor Sheridan, you love the complexity of his characters that he's written previously, you like the fact that he tackles themes, again, with a lot of interesting complexion, this isn't the show for you. If you want a soap opera, if you want characters that, again, are very simplistic, don't really have much meat to them, and are just very two-dimensional, this is the show for you. This is the show for you. There is so much melodrama in this show that just left me wanting to pull out my hair and needing to continue my subscription. Actually, no, not continuing. Me needing to buy 6 subscriptions to Hims with how much I was pulling out my hair. This is a very frustrating show. And it pains me to say that because, again, I know so many people love this show. And you know what? I give you props. I'm glad that you like this show. But for me, I was very disappointed by the show, and that's why I'll personally be giving it A. But yeah, guys, that is my non-spoiler review for Yellowstone. Again, if you liked the show, I can totally understand that, and I can respect that. I just, again, had a lot of issues with this show. I think that there was just a lot of potential, especially given the creator, given the cast. I mean, Kevin Costner, for crying out loud, he's someone that I'm glad that he's in the forefront now in terms of TV. But again, just a lot of botched opportunities. Just Taylor Sheridan, I feel like, also just got pulled in different directions with trying to do a bunch of different spin-offs. And I think that especially in the later seasons, it really showed in the writing, because the writing became even more sloppy, and just a lot of episodes with terrible pacing. I mean, terrible. So again, it's a show that, even if the filmmaking was just okay, if the melodrama had worked for me, then maybe I would still be able to enjoy it. But as it stands, I didn't think the filmmaking was that special. In fact, I thought it was just very average. And I also, at the same time, I thought the entertainment value was really low for me. Like, I really didn't enjoy the later seasons, especially. But, especially that TV series finale. Holy cow, that TV series finale for Yellowstone might be the worst I've seen. I'm not even kidding. It's really, really bad. So, yeah. Again, let me know your thoughts. Did you like it? Did you not? I'm curious to hear them in the comment section below, as well as let me know your ranking for the TV seasons. So for me, I'm going to go from what I liked the best to what I liked the worst. So the best was, for me, season 3. Then I would say it went season 2, 1, season 4, and then season 5 last, of course. So let me know your ranking in the comment section down below. And as always, I appreciate you guys for watching. If you haven't done so already, be sure to follow me on Letterboxd, Patreon, subscription, notification bell, and I will catch you guys later.